Welcome back in. Welcome back in. Decided to get started a little bit earlier than normal today. Just wanted to get going. We got a lot of questions in here. Got some stuff to do after this, like build some lineups. But Cody will be joining us. He's just running a little late, so I figured I'd just go ahead and get things started instead of waiting around for him. He had to get some stuff done. He got some sick family members, so had to run out and grab some medicine. Anyways, we're not here for that. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got a lot of questions here. Brunil at 3:42 in the morning. Things you love to see. Morning. Need three flex spots. Brian Thomas, London, Terry, Tracy, Patrick Taylor, or Shakir. This is pretty easily for me. It's Brian Thomas is a lock, top 10 wide receiver play this week. And then I would go London, and then I would go Terry McLaurin. I think those are your best bets, those top three. I don't mind Tyrone Tracy today, and I don't mind Khalil Shakir. I just think, like, in that game environment where it feels like the Bills could absolutely just steamroll the Patriots, I don't know how much they have to really need to throw the ball. So I think those top three are your best bets there in the flex. KD, fire up Pollard at RB2 if he's good to go, or Kendre Miller tomorrow night. Kenneth Walker is my RB1. I seem to be higher on Kendre Miller than I think a lot of the industry is, but a lot of the industry tends to play things conservatively because they don't really know how things are going to go. I really like Kendre Miller this week. I am personally playing Kendre Miller myself in the same situation. I have, a bunch of different options, and I am running with Kendre Miller. I think he sees the lion's share of the touches from his backfield. I think he sees a similar workload in terms of, pass catching usage and stuff like that Alvin Kamara would typically see. So I think you could see 6, 7, 8 targets for him. And so I would fire up Kendre Miller. And then Arizona defense or San Francisco defense, I would go Arizona here. Don't necessarily love either one of them, but if I had to make a decision, I would go with Arizona over San Francisco. I just think because Carolina's defense or offense, isn't one that they don't take a lot of sacks. They're one of the lowest in the league in terms of pressure rate this year, and so he has to turn the ball over for you to really get a lot of points. But I don't mind Arizona. I think if someone like Indianapolis was sitting out there or Atlanta, I would have more interest in them. But between these two, I would go Arizona. Scott, flex full PPR, Judy, DK, Thielen, Ford, Brian Robinson, or Kendre Miller. So this one, it would be easily Judy if we were getting Jameis Winston. Sadly, we're not. We got robbed of that matchup. That would have been such a fun matchup to watch, the Browns and the Bengals with Jameis, but we're not. So that really knocks all of Browns pass catchers outside of probably David Njoku. I really don't have much interest at all to play any Browns, just because I think DTR is terrible. I just don't think he's a good quarterback. We've seen enough. I will say I love DK Metcalf, and there's, I try not to listen to much coach speak, but I think the Seahawks are one that's more forthcoming with their information that they give out, and they said that they are going to do whatever they can to get DK Metcalf the ball as much as they can. That they're quote unquote pissed off at how little they've been scheming him up and getting him touches and targets, and so I am going to tend to believe that, and I think that he could have a really big day today. It's also a really good schematic matchup for DK Metcalf as well. The Vikings do tend to give up a lot deep, and so I like DK Metcalf here. I don't mind Thielen. I think Thielen's a good play. Like I said, Kendre Miller I like as a good play too, but I would lean DK Metcalf here in this game at home against the Vikings, especially with Geno Smith playing. What's up, guys? Merry Christmas. 10 team, half PPR. Do I start Myers, Devonta Smith, Metcalf, or Allen in the flex? Also keep Tyrone Tracy or sub him with Taylor, Ford, Miller at running back. Excuse me. I would go with DK Metcalf here in this spot. Again, just talked about the situation. I do like Devonta Smith and I like Keenan Allen as well. I think all three are really good plays, but I would go with DK Metcalf. And then at running back, I think I would go Jonathan Taylor. It's not a bad matchup. It's not one that we're super worried about any team falling behind or um, him being game scripted out. Now, there's always the possibility that he loses touchdown upside to Anthony Richardson, of course, but I just kind of like this spot, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on Jonathan Taylor. I think this is a good spot for him this week, and so I would go with JT here on that one instead of Tyrone Tracy. And then my question above, I could grab McMillan. Yeah, I think you're fine with the options you have. I would stick with that. Noel, good morning. Happy holidays. Okonkwo or Ferguson, full PPR. I would go with Jake Ferguson here in this spot. Obviously, we know that Tampa Bay struggles to stop the pass. Um, Good matchup, home matchup. I would go with Jake Ferguson here. And then Judy, Tracy, or Kendre Miller. I would go with Kendre Miller here on this one between these three. And then McLaurin or Devonta Smith. I would go with McLaurin. I know there's some concern just with the spot, the matchup, but it is a home matchup. McLaurin saw 10 targets, I think is the most he's seen all year last week. And this is an obvious spot where they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. And so I would go with McLaurin here on this one. Rashad White or Tyrone Tracy. I would go with Tyrone Tracy here on this one. I don't mind Rashad White, but I would lean Tyrone Tracy. So one positive of Tyrone Tracy is with Drew Lock, he has seen 5.5 targets per game with Drew Lock. It's not a bad matchup against Atlanta. So I would on this one, I would go Tyrone Tracy. And then start two, half PPR, Addison, Tyreek, Jacoby, Downs, or Mooney. I would go with Tyreek. Man. Ooh, this is tough. Comes down to Jordan Addison or Jacoby Myers for me. I think I would go with Jacoby Myers. Really like this spot. Really like the game environment here. AOC is back, so that is a big plus. I'm actually playing some AOC in DFS today as a play. Kind of opens a lot of things up, but I like Jacoby Myers. Really consolidated target share here in this offense between Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. So I think I would go Tyreek and Jacoby, but it is close because I think really all of these guys I could really make a case for if I wanted to. But I think I would go with Tyreek and Jacoby Myers. Who do I play at tight end if Njoku doesn't play? My options are Komet, Jawan Johnson, Conklin, Chig, Gasecki, Foster Moreau, Noah Fant, Calcaterra. Hmm. See if there's any. So no update yet. Sorry, I was trying to see if I saw an update for Njoku. I think Njoku plays, but if he doesn't play, I would go with Chig here in this spot. With Mason Rudolph playing, it's obviously an upgrade. I mean, Will Levis hasn't been great. So I would go with Chig here if Njoku doesn't play. Yeah, sorry for the spam. No, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's a big week for a lot of people playing in the fantasy playoffs. We're trying to get that championship next week. I'm in the same boat. It's a fun day. Football, some good matchups. I wouldn't say there's not great matchups, but good matchups here. So, um, yeah. Michael, halfway PPR, two running backs and a flex. Taylor, White, Miller, Tracy, Shakir, McMillan, Thielen, Hawkinson. So it's going to be Taylor for me, and then Kendre Miller. And then the flex, I would go with Adam Thielen here on this one. And then halfway PPR, Taylor Walker, Ford, Tracy White, pick two. So this is going to be Taylor and Kenneth Walker for me. Kenneth Walker is back this week. One thing that could be in his favor is that Zach Charbonnet is dealing with a oblique injury, which tends to really negatively affect running backs. So we could be seeing a pretty good workload for Kenneth Walker today. Initially, I was kind of concerned with him, but he did get in full practices. He's no longer on the injury report. So those are positives. 2 weeks off. He should be good to go. And then the Zach Charbonnet stuff, he could even see a bigger workload than I think people would expect. So I would go with Kenneth Walker there. And then half point PPR, pick two, White, Ford, Miller. So it's going to be Kendre Miller. I have some concerns with Jerome Ford a little bit just because of they tend to not really change his role, even though that Nick Chubb is out. I think it's possible that maybe he doesn't get as much work, but the good news is where I think he's still okay is they're playing the Bengals and they're likely going to be trailing in this game. And so I think that sets up better for Jerome Ford because they do still have Dearness Johnson, Deonta Foreman. So they have some other running backs that they could mix in this spot. So I think I would actually go Miller and Rashad White on this one. I'm a little hesitant on Jerome Ford, especially in the spot, especially with the matchup. And then halfway PPR pick 3, Brian Robinson, Ford, Taylor, White, Tracy Miller. So Taylor, Kendre Miller, and Brian Robinson for me on this one. Thank you, Michael. And then EC, pick a PPR, start 1, Kendre Miller or Patrick Taylor. With as far as Patrick Taylor is concerned, I just don't know what his role is going to be necessarily. It's obviously a spot where we love San Francisco running backs, but one thing I'll say is Miami has done a really good job this year in stopping opposing running backs, and they have shut down some really really good running backs this year. That is something that they have done a really good job at. It really concerns me with someone like Patrick Taylor, so I would go with Kendre Miller. EC start 2, Ridley, Marvin Harrison, or Dobbs. This is going to be the first 2 for me. Don't mind Dobbs. Dobbs, has somewhat of a ceiling. We saw it last week where he scored 2 touchdowns, but it's really hard to see the Saints really pushing them a lot to have to really throw the ball a lot. And the Packers are a team that if you let them, they will certainly, just not throw the ball. We've seen plenty of games this year where Jordan Love throws the ball less than 25 times. So I would go with the first 2 here with Ridley and Marvin Harrison Jr. They go stacks. Coker, Washington, or Elijah Moore. So I think it comes down to the first 2. But for me, assuming this is Malik Washington, I guess I should say, not Parker Washington, but as long as it's Malik Washington, it's Malik Washington. I really like his role. We saw last week, they want to get him involved. He's somebody that I think they will try to use as a runner as well. And so I think this is a really good spot for him. And so I would go with Malik Washington here. Cody.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
Oh, hanging on by a thread.
Hopefully clears up right before Christmas.
Yeah, dude, we had Carson in the hospital actually on like late Friday night, early Saturday morning. He tested positive for RSV and the flu. So
is he starting to feel better?
He's still struggling. He still has a fever and everything, but seems a little bit better today. But it's been a rough couple of days in the Kutzer household. But I'm here. I'm not here to talk about sickness. We're here to talk about winning some fucking fantasy football games, man.
Yeah, well, hopefully the next couple of days he gets back feeling better. So have a good Christmas.
Yeah, that's the hope.
And on the bright side, though, Penn State just whooped the hell out of SMU.
Could have been a really bad weekend in the Kutzer household had that gone the opposite way. Started out not looking great. I was pretty starting to get pretty nervous, and then 2 pick sixes and started to feel a lot better.
Yeah, all these games were pretty lopsided.
Yeah, and I saw people talking, making a big fuss about that, but I feel like that's just college football. You know what I mean? I feel like you just have some of these programs that are above and beyond the rest. I think that's just going to kind of be what it is, especially with the NIL landscape and the transfer portal and all that shit. I think it's going to be hard to have and it's let's not act like Michigan, TCU, you know what I mean? When it was the 4 team. Like we've had some blowouts there too. So anyway, we can talk about this all day.
Yeah, well, they moved on. Now they play Boise State. Well, Ashton Jitty.
Yeah, I saw they opened up as 10.5-point road favorites, which makes me really nervous.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. That's Saturday night, right?
I'm actually not sure when it is, to be honest.
I think I saw it. It's I thought it was set. Maybe it's not. I thought I saw it was the 31st. So then that would not be Saturday night. That would be
Yeah, there's yeah, it is the 31st.
Yeah, so New Year's Eve. Okay, yeah, so that's on Tuesday night.
Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, it's weird how they're doing that.
Yeah,
on a Tuesday, but anyways, I get it. It's, New Year's Eve. Everyone's going to be. So EC PPR start 2. Jalen McMillan, Jaden Reed, or Patrick Taylor. I would go with Jalen McMillan.
I'm gonna go McMillan and Reed. I have no idea. Not you know what to expect out of Jaden Reed, but I just have no idea what to expect out of Patrick Taylor. Like he was clearly the 4th RB on this depth chart the entire season, except for that one game when Mason first went out. That was kind of a split between Taylor and Garendo, but after that it was all Garendo.
Yeah.
With Jaden Reed, you're basically just praying that like he gets involved early and they don't blow the doors off of the Saints like right away.
Yeah. Play 2. Madison, Abdullah, Elijah Moore, or Coker.
We'll go with Madison and Coker.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think that's too.
Is Coker? I didn't get to see if any inactives or anything came through. Is he definitely in? I know he had the Q tag.
I've not seen one. If he, I mean, last I saw, he's expected to play, and that was overnight. So
okay,
I assume he's going to play.
Yeah, with Lee Get out, I like Coker in that spot.
Yeah. J29, start Kyron Williams at flex or Jacoby Myers. Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
Standard flex 1, Jennings, Ford, Miller, PPR, flex 1, Keenan, Devonta, Ford, Patrick Taylor.
Oh.
So the first one, I'm going to go with Juwan Jennings. Really like Juwan Jennings. Like I said earlier, I really like Kendre Miller. I think more than most. I think most people are breaking him as like a low-end RB2. I like him more than that. I think that he gets involved pretty heavily in the passing game. I think he could see, a really solid target share. I know the matchup isn't the best against the Packers. I mean, you can run the ball. It's not like the Packers are, an elite run defense. But even in like a blowout situation, I still think he'd be pretty involved in the passing game. So that's why I like Kendre Miller quite a bit. And then on the other one, I would go with Keenan Allen. It's really close. I like Devonta Smith a lot too.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll roll with you with Jennings. I think Ford is interesting, but like in a standard, like I don't know how many red zone opportunities they're going to have. And then I would go Smitty over Keenan Allen.
Play Tua or pick up Rodgers, May, Penix, or Rush, or even Mac Jones, stack with Brian Thomas Jr. and Britton Strange. Full PPR at Flex 1, Tracy, Kendre, or Tyjae Spears. I would probably stay with Tua. I think Penix is interesting, and really Cooper Rush for that matter, but I would still stick with Tua. It's a home matchup. Likely a spot where they're going to throw the ball. So I would go with Tua. Stick there.
Yeah, I lean Tua as well. Definitely wouldn't want to go Mac Jones because I wouldn't want to have my week 16 in my fantasy life hang on the hopes of Mac Jones, like with stacking that offense that much.
Yeah. And then I would go with Kendre Miller here at the flex.
I would go Tracy.
And then Michael starting Kyron Williams, Bucky, St. Brown already sat or started Ladd. Need my flex of Walker or Thielen. Let's get Walker for me.
I think I'm going Thielen. Just because, one, the matchup for Walker, and then two, I think we see Charbonnet more involved than what he had been leading up to Walker being injured. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a split. If I didn't have any qualms or reservations about Walker's workload, I probably would go Walker. But I do have those concerns. Like, I don't think it's going to be like a true 50-50 split or anything like that, but part of what made Walker such a enticing fantasy asset was the fact that he was getting, 75, 80+% of the backfield touches.
Super Dave, hey yo, go, hi. I faced Henry. I started Estimate and got lucky because Garindo is out. Yeah. All my Taylors are Patrick Taylor. Mike. All right.
Feels like there should be a some kind of like rap reference here, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. But I feel like there's like low hanging fruit.
All right, Michael. Then I will do you a solid. And so, okay, so we're gonna take Taylor out of that then, and two running backs for me is going to be Tracy and Kendre Miller. And then on this, I said Thielen.
Yeah.
In the flex. Is this one of them? No. Yes. So this would be Kenneth Walker and Tyrone Tracy for me.
I'll go Walker and Ford on this one.
And then on this one, it'd be Brian Robinson, Tracy, and Miller.
B-Rob, Ford, and Miller.
And this one, I already know I said, oh, no, that's ECs. Never mind. So that should be all of your Taylor questions there, Michael. Bulldog, Patrick Taylor or Kendre Miller. This is Kendre for me.
Kendre.
Thinking about starting 3 tight ends, Hunter Henry and Kraft, and I'm worried about Odunze. I would start Odunze. This is a good matchup. I mean, the Lions defense obviously extremely banged up. He's still seeing a really good. He's still involved in the offense. Still seeing a lot of targets. And tight ends are super unreliable, low ceiling, and I would not want to start 3 of them. I don't mind the first 2 of them. I would not start Tucker Kraft if it was me. I don't think the game environment's there to support them to throw the ball a lot. And like I said, it's entirely possible they throw the ball 20 times in that game. And so I would much rather play Odunze than Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, I would go Odunze over Kraft as well. Like, even in games where the Packers are in it till the end and they're not forced to throw or anything like that, but like where the game script dictates that they're probably going, at least more balanced, Kraft is still getting like 3 catches a game. He's getting there because somehow every fucking week he scores on one of those 3 catches. But in a script like this, probably would not go Kraft. And And Odunze just needs one. Like I don't know what he is now, but I know last week when I talked about him, he was top 5 in air yards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really coming from Caleb Williams, they're prayer yards, but if he connects on one of them, that's all you need.
Yeah, and starting Richardson over Tua, I don't mind that. The matchup's not bad. I don't mind going with Richardson there, especially with the rushing upside he has. If that's what you want to do,
It's fun.
Andrew, good morning. McLaurin versus Philly or Garrett Wilson versus the Rams?
Garrett.
I'm gonna go with McLaurin. Yeah, I would go with McLaurin here.
Sorry we couldn't help you, Andrew.
It's just with McLaurin for me. It's like I think he's going to see a lot of targets. And last week he saw 10 of them. I think he could see even more than that. We do get looks like Zach Ertz, I believe, is supposed to play now, which I'm surprised that because I don't even think he got in a full. I thought you had to get a full practice in, but I guess not. And so it is a spot they're going to throw the ball. They're at home, so I would go with McLaurin. Garrett Wilson worries me a little bit because it just seems like that they're perfectly okay with just absolutely peppering Devontae Adams with a ton of targets. And so I think I would go with McLaurin.
I think the floor is safer probably with McLaurin. I just like the matchup and overall game environment better for Jets Rams.
Over on Twitch, Pollard or Mooney at the flex, I would go with. You know what's wild? I saw today that that Michael Penix has not thrown a single pass until this week to any of the wide receivers. That's what Darnell Mooney said. He said this week was the first week he's ever caught a single pass from Michael Penix. I'm like, how is that possible? Like not even in training camp? Like they didn't work him in with the ones? I guess not. They said this was his first time their offense has ever caught a pass from him.
Wow.
So I'm like, that's concerning. Because chemistry is kind of a big deal for quarterbacks,
Yeah. That whole situation's wild. Middle of a playoff run, quarterback making $35 million, something like that.
And now they're releasing him.
Crazy. I would lean Pollard here. I don't feel great about it, but at least you kind of know what you're getting. Where the situation with Penix is unknown. I mean, on the one hand, you feel good about it because obviously, if they're making that switch, it's because they've seen something from Penix. Like they're not going to go put Penix in there if they thought if they didn't think he was ready. They thought he was dog shit. But
for sure, yeah. So this one, I would go Chuba Hubbard for sure.
Yeah, Hubbard bounce back week.
Yeah. Stanley, Kendre, or Alexander Madison. I would go Kendre Miller.
Yep.
Back over on Twitch, V710, start 2 at the flex. Dowdle, Jonnu McMillan, Kendre Miller, or Jameson Williams. Oh man, that's tough. I'm going to go with.
This is going to be Jonnu and Jameson for me.
I'm going to go with Rico Dowdle and Jonnu for me.
I think Rico definitely has the best floor out of the group.
Yeah. Marcelo, some fellows need a quarterback. I'm leaning Cooper Rush over Kyler. I have Connor, PPR tight end, Hawkinson or Strange. I would go Kyler Murray.
I would go Kyler as well. I get it with Cooper Rush. The matchup looks really good. He's been playing well. But you'd say the same exact thing for Kyler. And he obviously has the rushing upside and the rushing floor there. So it doesn't really matter to me much that you also have Connor. And then I would go Hawk over Strange. But it's close. Much closer than it would be had you said, hey, week 16, fantasy football playoffs on the line. Hawk or Strange?
Yeah, I think I probably go Hawkinson here. I do like Brendan Strange quite a bit, though.
Penn State, great.
Yeah, Penn State, great. Also for RB2 PPR, Patrick Taylor or Jerome Ford.
I'm gonna go Ford.
On this, I would go Patrick Taylor. You finally got me on a Patrick Taylor one. Yeah. Jonathan, Terry, Jennings, Keenan, Ridley, pick 2. Boy. Jennings and Terry for me.
I think that's how I lean as well. The other two are pretty close. Ridley, it would be Ridley over Keenan for me. But I think that's how I lean.
I really like actually all 4 of these wide receivers today. But
yeah.
So this is a tough one. Feel like you're going to be leaving points on the bench no matter what. Dylan. Playoffs, baby. Yes. Fantasy playoffs are here. Full PPR. Different leagues. 3 separate questions. Start 1, running back, 1 flex. Abdullah, Madison, Spears, Odunze, Strange. So it's going to be Madison and Odunze for me in the flex.
Yeah, although I do think Brendan Strange is safer than Odunze. So that one kind of be a little matchup dependent. Like if you need to take more of a swing, like if you went up against some of these bigger performances from Thursday and Saturday, I would go Odunze. But if you feel good and you're just trying to like lock in points, I would go Strange.
1 tight end, Henry or Strange. This is gonna be Strange for me.
Yep.
And then 1 running back, 1 tight end. K9 or 4. This could be Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
And then Ertz or Chig. I actually like Chig Okonkwo, but I'm going to go with Ertz here.
Me too.
Yeah, not a high ceiling whatsoever. I mean, the guy's, but he's going to get, he has a real good shot at getting you 10 to 12 fantasy points. I mean, every week. Seems to score a touchdown. Seems to be who they look for when you get down in the red zone. And he's going to see a pretty healthy target share.
And we have seen Chig more involved with Mason Rudolph under center than Will Levis, but I would still lean Ertz.
Yeah. And Merry Christmas to you, Dylan. Appreciate the question. Nick, I have Daniels, Murray, Darnold for my quarterback options. Baker is also available on waivers. Also flex Irving or Jonathan Taylor.
It's going to be Bucky for me at the flex. And I'm going Baker.
Quarterback situation is tough because I have Kyler at 4. I have Jaden Daniels at 6. I have Baker at 8, and then Darnold at 9. So, my goodness, I would go Kyler. I just love the spot, love the matchup. Like I said, I like all of them now. So, like, if you have a personal lean, one that you just in your gut you feel better about, that's what I would do. Because, like I said, I think all of them. I can sit here and make a case for every single one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They're all top 10 options this week, but I would slightly lean towards Kyler. And then the flex, I would go with Jonathan Taylor.
So no help again.
So I like Bucky Irving, and I don't mind him at all. I think he's a decent play. I will say the Cowboys recently have started to play a lot better brand of defense, and with Jonathan Taylor, we know he's going to get all the touches. It's just frustrating because he'll end up, you can lose opportunity to score touchdowns at the goal line. But still, I think I just slightly lean towards Jonathan Taylor in terms of overall usage.
Kyler would be my second quarterback, Nick, if that helps you
out. Kenneth Lee, full PPR, half-point rushing first down. Start Dowdle, Aaron Jones, or Kupp.
Sorry, all I can think about right now is I think it's the name of that guy on TikTok who does the food reviews, right? I got it. Let's try it. Rated 1 through 10.
Keith Lee.
Keith, that's right, Keith Lee. That's the only thing I can think of now. 0.5 for a rushing first down. I'm gonna go Aaron Jones and Kupp. Daddle's matchup just scares me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Zach, appreciate the super chat.
ZD.
Penix or Tua? I'm gonna go with Tua.
Lean to as well.
Need one wide receiver and a flex. Reed, J-Mo, Jennings.
Zach, is there supposed to be a different receiver there at the end? Just let us know so we can.
I would go with right now with this, I would go J-Mo and Jennings.
I agree. Assuming Reed is just a repeat.
Yeah, let us know that just in case. And then Ronnie with a super chat coming through. 19. Appreciate that. Yo, happy holidays, TFA fam. Here's a little brew money. Cody, my question is in the Discord.
Appreciate you, man. I'll make sure I jump in and get to that before the game start. RD, did you DM me, or is it in the one of the regular chats? Just so I know where to look. I haven't been getting my DM notifications for for Discord for some reason. Appreciate you, man. Happy holidays to you and your family.
I was trying to look, see if I could find it. Is it something there for everybody, or I guess Ronnie's like, "Fuck you, Kevin. I don't need your fucking opinion. I only want Cody."
That's right. RD slides in my DMs, no big deal.
It's fine. It's fine.
I didn't want to answer your question anyway.
Appreciate you no matter what there, RD. Where are we at? Oh, right here. Back over on Twitch. OG. Good morning. For at PPR, Keenan Allen or Kenneth Walker. Not sure to play into the Lions being awful against slot receivers or take Walker in a bad matchup against the Vikings. So, I mean, at this point, I think they're just going to be bad against all wide receivers. Because once they lost Carlton Davis, I mean, that's a pretty big blow for them as well. Because he was their best cover corner. I think he allowed, it was like I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I don't want to misquote it, but he's definitely been their best cover corner this year. So losing him for 6 weeks is a big blow. I don't think it's as big of a deal anymore. But yes, that is true. The Lions have been an extreme slot funnel. They have really allowed a ton of points into the slot. We saw this matchup previously with Keenan Allen, where he scored 2 touchdowns against them, on Thanksgiving. So we have seen that before. And Keenan Allen, 3 of his last 4 games, he scored 20 plus points. I think Keenan Allen is probably the safer play, where I think Kenneth Walker probably has a higher ceiling overall. Because we know Kenneth Walker can bust off, long 60, 70-yard touchdown run. He can get there that way. And the thing that I've said that we've kind of saw this week with Charbonnet is Charbonnet is dealing with an oblique injury, and that tends to hamper running backs more so than other positions. And so we might not see Zach Charbonnet as much. But I think with this one, I think I would probably go Keenan Allen. It worries me. It definitely does. I was saying it, but the matchup is really good for Keenan Allen. And I'm sure it'll be a DJ Moore and Doomsday week and not Keenan Allen. But,
Well, assuming the Lions mud stomp them, could just be everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, I slightly lean to Keenan as well.
It is weird the way that the Bears have been, because the Bears almost routinely now. They look absolutely lost and terrible in the first half, and they come out in the second half. They're over 200 yards and 2 scores, like every single week. I don't get
Those
it.
are the ones if you have, if you're starting anyone Bears related, you just don't watch. You just don't watch the game.
Yeah. You feel like you're dead in the water, then all of a sudden, the Undertaker meme just comes back to life out of nowhere. Also on Twitch, I got 2, Jerome Ford and Brian Robinson. This is Brian Robinson. Yeah. And then Devonta Smith or Jordan Addison. I would go Devonta Smith.
Lead Smitty.
And then over on Twitch, Jaden Daniels or Sam Darnold. This is going to be Jaden Daniels for me.
Yeah, I think so. That's close, though.
Roy, how big of a boy are you now? Have you ever seen the Roy D. Mercer? It's from a long time ago. I think it was the 90s or something. He used to call and prank people. Like, hey, how big of a boy are you? I'll come down there and whoop your ass. He would get people fired up. He would just call people and prank them. And it was hilarious. But anyway, I guess I'm showing my age. I'm not that old. Ertz or Ferguson? I'm going to go with Ferguson here.
Man. That's super close. Yeah, I'll go Ferg.
Ricardo, Terry McLaurin or Jacoby Myers. This is Terry McLaurin for me.
Going Jacoby.
And Tyrone Tracy for me over Rashad White.
Yeah.
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad, I guess. Thanks so much, guys. It's still the best channel. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you, Michael. Have a good Christmas.
Real deal, Michael Gill.
We get football 8 of the next 10 days. I mean, NFL football. So, just lock in. I mean, basically, we have 2 days over the next week where we don't have any games. But what is it? Tuesday and Friday are the only days this next week that we don't have NFL football on. So,
also, Penn State women's volleyball plays in the championship today. So, I'm sure we're all going to be locked in on that as well.
D Showtime. What's up, gents? Pick 2 PPR. Yeah. I mean, Missouri Tigers basketball plays today at noon against Illinois. So, anyways, pick 2 PPR. Neighbors, Kenneth Walker, Ford, or Shakir. This is going to be the first 2 for me, Malik Neighbors and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I would debate Shakir, but I'm just not sure how often they're going to have to throw the ball in that matchup.
And I'm going against Josh Allen. So that basically you're just going to pray that they just can run everything in, and it's not Josh Allen running everything in. And they decide not to go nuclear like they can. So that's the best bet. It's just Ray Davis, James Cook, just taking all the touchdowns, and Josh Allen doesn't have to do a whole lot.
I'm going up against Allen in 2 different matchups. So me and you, Showtime, prayer circle.
I went up against Lamar yesterday, which, I mean, he was fine. I think he scored 26 yesterday, which is not, I mean, compared to what he normally can do, I'll take that. Because he also had Mark Andrews, which had a good day, 15 points, tight end premium. And then, but he had Najee, who scored 6. So I'm like,
I had Lamar in 1 and went up against Lamar in 1. So I was like, all right, that's probably best case scenario here.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad day. It's not one you're upset about. It's just I just didn't want him to have a nuclear, because the week before I think he scored 40. So I just didn't want that. I'm starting I guess that's supposed to be AR-15. Estime, Brian Robinson, Chase Lamb, Neighbor Strange, Hunter Henry, and Dunes, Packers, Riker. Like it. And they're starting Burrow, James Cook, Henry, JJ Mooney, Watson, Ford, Sutton, Raiders defense and Fucker. Which that's
like
good because, I mean, Sutton didn't do a whole lot. Christian Watson could easily not do very much, especially if game environment and everything else. So, like, it's not a bad spot. I mean, Henry had himself a really good game. Thankfully, he didn't score a touchdown, so that helped a lot. Because if he would have scored, because if he would have found the end zone, it would have been a big problem.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he had a really good game, but he just didn't score. So,
I like your chances, Dave.
I was pretty tilted yesterday in the 2-game slate. I had a lineup that was in third place down to the last drive of the game, and I should say second to last drive of the game. The Lamar, the pass to Zay Flowers, because I didn't have Zay Flowers in the lineup. That one where the Steelers just couldn't tackle for whatever reason, had like 17 opportunities to tackle him. That put him over the 100-yard bonus. Because if they just would have tackled him outright, like if they just would have tackled him right there, and he just would have got us 20 yards, I'd have been chilling. Because I had Jaylen Warren. He was like 5% roster, and like nobody had him. And so I went Jaylen Warren, and that last catch, I knocked me down to 40th. So I still heavily profited throughout the day, but like it's still like I was like, we're locked in, like this was gonna be. It was going to be 5K. And then that one throw happened. I'm like, what are we?
No one's getting anything for Christmas.
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, of course. But anyways, nobody cares.
Blame the Steelers defense.
Yeah. So, and I was really mad at Tomlin for because there was like 3 minutes left of the game. I'm like, when they got the ball back, I'm like, just go for a garbage time touchdown. No, they were just like, we'll just run the ball, run the clock out, game's over. And I'm like, fuck you, Tomlin.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Because, I mean, Jaylen Warren, I'm like, just get him some dump offs. Hit him with some dump offs, man. Because, like, I was still within striking distance where I could have jumped back up, but they didn't do it. So,
yeah.
Anyways, would you start Patrick Taylor or Ramondre Stevenson? I would go with Patrick Taylor
here. Yeah. Finally going to get me with Patrick Taylor. I would lean that way as well, just because Antonio Gibson has been getting more and more involved over the past several weeks. Not that his usage has necessarily gone up, but he's just been more involved in general over the past couple of weeks. And I haven't looked, but the last I looked, they were 14-point dogs. So if that happens, I think we see more. Yeah, looks like it's still 14.
Yeah. Debro pulled off first round bye in both leagues. Things you love to see.
Let's go.
KJ Miller, Rashad White, or Abdullah. Alvin Kamara going out. Put me in a pinch. KJ Miller.
Miller.
Appreciate you, Michael. Higgins or Neighbors? Oh.
I was trying to find, because one of RD's conundrums, he has Higgins currently on his bench. I was trying to see if there was any updates on him, and I haven't been able to find anything.
About what?
Higgins.
He's playing.
Okay.
That's tough. I feel like Malik Neighbors is the safer option here, but T. Higgins has by far the highest ceiling of the two. And so, because there's a scenario where obviously the Bengals just curb stomp the Browns, and they get away from having to throw the ball as much. And if obviously you can get there through Chase Brown and Jamar Chase and not through Higgins, where Malik Neighbors is squarely the dude. If they're going to score any points, they're going to do anything, it's going to have to come through Malik Neighbors and someone Tyron Tracy, I guess. But it's mainly through Malik Neighbors. And so, Malik Neighbors could see 15 targets, where Higgins may not. But Higgins has a higher ceiling in my mind that, if he easily could go 102 because of the environment, the quarterback play. But so I think that's what it comes down to. What are you looking for here? Are you just looking for that safer option? But I think you go with Malik Neighbors because he's not going – I would be sure, unless he gets hurt, he's not going to fail you. Where T. Higgins could get you 25, but it could also get you 7.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. In my rankings, I do have Higgins over Neighbors this week. But I completely agree with everything you said, especially in full PPR. You feel better about Neighbors because if he goes out and does his typical 6 for 60, which I feel like he's done every fucking week except last week when he finally had a ceiling game, you can live with that in a full PPR. In a full PPR. But if you need to swing, I would go Higgins.
Yeah, and you're not scared of the matchup either with Neighbors. I mean, the Falcons' pass defense, you can easily throw all over them. And we just saw terrible Desmond Ridder, almost lead them back to beat the Falcons. Rome or McMillan? This is going to be Rome at Dunze for me.
Rome.
Master Vader. Good morning. Miller or Dobbs, happy PR. It's going to be Kendra for me.
Yeah, I think you probably have to go Kendra.
Love's my seventh quarterback. Debro, Adams, Evans, JSN, Neighbors. Only pick 2, bro. 6 points for touchdown, 5 points of 100 yard touchdown only league.
Yeah, it's the first 2 for me, for sure.
Yeah, Evans is a lock. Love Mike Evans, top 3 wide receiver, and I really like Devontae Adams too. So,
and the fact that it's touchdown only, but you have the 100 plus like yard bonus, it's definitely Adams and Evans for me.
Yeah. Don't try to suck up now, RD. Okay, I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. Christmas is ruined. Okay. And I don't hope that. I hope Cody gets your. I was gonna say I hope the ones that Cody picks are wrong.
Wow.
But then I'm like, no, that's a bridge too far. Like that's
a little fucked up.
I don't hope that at all. I hope you run pure today. Hope you crush, and hope you win. So, potato juice, Thielen, Jennings, or Marv. This is gonna be Jennings for me.
Potato juice. I don't know why that hit me in the funny bone. Jennings for me as well.
And then Juan, who is my wide receiver 2, RB2, and flex between McMillan, Myers, Jennings, Brees, Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker, Stevenson, got Kyron at RB1, and Jefferson's wide receiver 1. So my wide receiver 2 would be Juwan Jennings. My RB2 would be Brees Hall. And then my flex would be Kenneth Walker. But I could be talked into Jacoby Myers too. But I would probably go Kenneth Walker.
It would be Myers for me in the flex, but I'm with you on on the other ones.
Yeah, it's just with only thing I'll say with AOC is he has tend to lean far more on Brock Bowers than he has Jacoby Myers. So that's the only thing. With Gardner Minshew, it was a lot more. It was more Myers than it was. So that's the only thing that concerns me. But I still think Jacoby Myers is a really good play. Are Coker, Tim Patrick, Malik Washington, Bourne, or Lockett better plays than a Dunze? I don't think they're better plays. I think they're all. Well, 3 of the 4 are sneaky plays. But I would still play Odunze over them. I do really like Malik Washington. Kind of talked about that. I think he's going to be pretty heavily involved in that offense. Kind of explosive player. Could see him, get some rushing opportunities as well. Coker, I think, is someone that we saw last week. Have the 100 yards at 3 or 100 yards in the score. Tim Patrick can always get there as well, but I would still go Rome Odunze.
I agree.
Daniel, good morning. PPR League. Should I start Dowdle or Myers? Played Mixon, so really need to make up for it. Yeah, I mean, that was rough for Joe Mixon yesterday.
Yeah, I started Mixon on a team as well, so feel your pain, Daniel.
I faded him, so in DFS. Not that I'm not trying to rub it in or anything to anybody, but that helped because he was like 60% owned.
Just listen to you.
Yeah.
I hope Cody makes the wrong picks. I faded him.
Merry Christmas to you, asshole.
I think we need to switch. I think we need to switch the emojis over top of the overlay here.
Oh, we did skip him. Jason Ortiz. I see it. I see where he says that we skipped this question. We'll jump back up there in a second. I skipped right over it. PPR league, should I start Dowdle or Myers?
I want to go Myers there.
I'll go with Rico Dowdle, but I get it. Where was that?
I got it. If you want to stay down there.
All right. Jason, start one. Marvin Harrison, same matchup. CD went off last week. Thielen, McMillan, Tracy, or go double tight end with Laporta. Already starting Kittle. Love Kittle. Absolutely love Kittle today. I think I would go Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't mind this spot. Good matchup. I really like this passing offense. I think that Thielen is also really interesting. You beat the Cardinals into the slot. Thielen runs the majority of the routes from the slot, and then the other argument would be with Tyrone Tracy.
Man, it's not Tracy or McMillan for me. I would eliminate those two. Laporta has started to finally see his usage uptick over the past few weeks.
And his usage goes up without David Montgomery on the field too.
Man. This is tough.
Is it a tight end premium at all, Jason? Just kind of curious.
If it is, that would make my answer Laporta for sure.
Yeah. If not, I think I would go Marvin Harris Jr. I don't love it just because it's been Marvin Harris Jr. and Marvin Harris Jr. has not been all that reliable. And then you also have Kyler Murray out here tweeting that he is going to get Trey McBride a touchdown. So is he force feeding Trey McBride? Which I wouldn't mind. I have Bride in my home league, so I would be perfectly okay with that. But yeah, I like Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's a good play. So if it's not a tight end premium, I would just go Marvin Harrison. If it was tight end premium, then I probably would have to consider Sam Laporta.
I think I would lean Thielen for. I think he's safer, and I think they have similar ceilings. So I would lean Thielen, but I don't hate. Obviously, you can't hate the matchup for Marv. But I slightly lean Thielen. That's tough.
JR, I don't know if you're still in here, but if you are, on this one, do I start Myers, Devon Smith, or Metcalf, or Allen in the flex? I said Metcalf. On this one, I really love DK Metcalf this week. Mike McDonald and the OC Ryan Grubb came out this week and both said that they are very upset, quote unquote, or pissed off with how little they've been using DK Metcalf lately, and they are going to correct that this week, is what they said. And I will say that they have been one of the more coaching staffs that have been more transparent and honest with whenever they say things. They said a lot of the stuff about Kenneth Walker, how they were going to get him more involved and he was going to be more of a workhorse, which earlier in the season, that is exactly what we saw from them. And so I like DK Metcalf. It's also a good schematic matchup as well for DK Metcalf. The Vikings tend to struggle against the deep ball. So with Geno Smith back, I like DK Metcalf. And then I said at running back, I would go Kendre Miller over Tyrone Tracy, assuming that Taylor is not Jonathan Taylor. If that's Jonathan Taylor, then I would go Jonathan Taylor. But I would go Kendre Miller at the running back.
I would go Ford over Tracy. But I'm with you on DK.
Okay, where were we at?
Did we get Derek? No, right?
Oh, we skipped a lot. That's
Did we?
Yeah, because we should be. I think so. Yeah, because I think this is the last. Yeah, this is the last one. Wasn't it? I don't think we didn't get Dowdle or Breece Hall.
Would have remembered the baby's nut, so I don't think we. I don't think we got this one.
Great name, Breece Hall for me.
I'm going Breece as well.
Where's the Christmas tree? It's right there, right directly over there. Maybe I need to set it up. I need to set up next year.
You need to get like a mini one behind there.
There are some, if you look really close, like out of my way, there are some snow globes right there. So, anyways, not that anybody cares. Bike walkers. What's up, Start Golf or Stafford? This is going to be Stafford for me.
Yeah.
I'm just somewhat concerned with Goff because of he's got little baby hands.
With tiny little hands.
And it's supposed to be super cold there, and there's some wind concerns, like 10, 15 miles an hour, gusts up to 25. It's not the biggest deal, but like he just historically does not play very well in cold weather. So that's a little concerning, which I have Amon-Ra St. Brown, so I hope not. But also, would you start Judy over any of these guys? Jacoby Myers, Bucky, or Hubbard? No, I wouldn't. Oh, that is right. I forgot. Estime scored a touchdown. Yeah, I should have remembered that because I played him on Showdown on DK. So, yeah, no, you're right. He did because he got that touchdown. And Maddie and Ryan were not happy in the chat because they did not play Estime. It's just better than them. Derek, Kendra, or Harrison in the flex. I bench Joe Mixon. Look at you. Good job. Sometimes you got to have some big nuts, and you whip them out and put them on the table. I love things you love to see. I would go Marvin Harrison here.
Marv.
Sean, Tracy, Kendra Ford, or Patrick Taylor. We're not going to be a help of you because I'm going to say Kendra, and he's going to say Jerome Ford.
Yeah. Kendra would be second for me if that helps you, Sean.
Tracy would be second for me, but with Ford, I don't mind Ford. It's just they typically don't change his role, and so he may very well just be a pass catching only running back. Which they're going to be trailing, that's still going to be a positive. But I mean, it's still DTR. He can run. You know, how much does he look to check down to Jerome Ford? That's what worries me. And so I don't think his role changes all that dramatically early in that game. I think you could see, you know, Deonta Foreman or Dearness Johnson getting early down work, and it's not Jerome Ford. That's what concerns me with that. Where Kendra, I have no doubt that he's going to be the workhorse. And I do hope that that Kendra Miller scores a touchdown like very early in that game. They do like a close up on him, and he just like grabs his nuts and says in the camera like "fuck you, Dennis Allen" for because Dennis Allen absolutely hated him. So, anyways, Gibson over a Dunze? No, I would go with Dunze.
I couldn't do that.
Stupid, Dave. You just don't want to start a Dunze. Like I don't know why you don't want to start a Dunze. Like you clearly don't want to start him. If you try to find anybody that you can come up with to not play him, if you don't want to play him, then I would just trust your guy to whoever you want to play. You know.
Yeah.
I will say this: me personally, I am playing Rome Odunze in DraftKings. So like I'm putting my money behind. Brees or Charbonnet. This is Brees Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Sean also picked 2. BTJ, Neighbors, Jennings, and Ridley. Man. Like all 3 of them. Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors, though, for me.
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't as well.
Half-point PPR, Strange or Kincaid. This is Britton, Strange.
Yeah. Britton Strange for me as well.
Penn State, great.
That's right.
It used to be wide receiver U. Now it's just, now it's wide receiver and tight end U.
Well, we haven't had a receiver worth a dick for quite some time. So,
well, there for a while. Well, hey, don't besmirch Parker Washington.
That's quite some time ago. Him and Dawson were the last 2 to come out.
Who was the one the Broncos had?
Hamler.
Yeah. Jose, Stranger and Njoku. I would go with Njoku.
I'm going to go
Stranger. He's the one guy I don't mind playing. So I talked about this, but DTR in his 3 starts last year, Njoku still saw 10-plus targets in every one of those starts. So I don't mind it. So I think I would go with Njoku. And then London, Neighbors, Tyreek, half-point PPR. We can only pick one of those? I would go with Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek for me as well.
Which hurts because they're all top 15 wide receivers there, Jose.
Kev, Tyreek or George Kittle?
That I think I would go Tyreek because I love Kittle too.
Okay. It's kind of
JSN or London full PPR from K Quicks with his $5 super chat. Appreciate that. I would go with JSN. Or no, excuse me. Sorry. London. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, I like London here. I think it's interesting. I was looking at their player props, and London's receiving line is basically the same as it was with Kirk Cousins. I think it's at 66.5, which is basically what it's been with Cousins. I think whenever London went on that like little run at the beginning of the season, it might have jumped up to like the high 60s, but it's been around the mid 60s with Cousins for the longest time. So.
And then Josh, full PPR, need a flex. Taylor or London, highest upside. It would be London.
Yeah.
Assuming that's Patrick Taylor.
I think even if it were Jonathan, I would still lean London.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that game has the potential to shoot out a little bit. I know it seems kind of crazy because they're playing the Giants, but I mean, two defenses that aren't great. I don't think it's going to be like insane, like Bills, like we've seen from them. But like I'm just saying, I think I can see this being like a, 30-24 type game or something like that, where they kind of push each other. So I don't mind London here, and I'm sure it'll be a 12-6 game at the end. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Appreciate the super chats too, by the way.
Yeah, appreciate all you.
Here's the dilemma: Goff and cold weather versus Bills, or Darnold and rain versus Seattle. Rain doesn't really bother me all that much, as long as there's not heavy wind, which there's not. The rain aspect isn't that big of a deal. So I would go with Darnold.
I'm gonna go Goff here.
It's just with Darnold, like he's been solid, and I know you feel a little bit better, I guess, because Monty's out, so maybe they don't run the ball as much once they get to the goal line. I just have legitimate concerns about Goff, though. I really am. And so with those, knowing that, I would go with Darnold.
Which it would. So for everyone, just something you can use on your own. If you just Google like Roto Grinders NFL weather, this is where we always pull all of our. Anytime we get questions about the weather, this is what we look like. This is what we look at. It's from a legitimate meteorologist. It's not just one of us yahoos trying to read radar. So this is still yellow. It hasn't been bumped up, but it does say very wet day in Seattle. The quote driest part of the day may be roughly around game time. And even then, you're looking at scattered showers with the potential for some moderate to heavy rain at times. Can't really give many specifics till it's close to the kickoff. I can look at radar. Until then, we'll just go with scattered showers likely. So,
yeah. And then Quicks again, the super chat, Walker or Breece Hall or even Ford. I would go with Breece Hall.
Gonna be Breece and DK for me.
Agreed.
Appreciate you again. Is that Killer Quicks, right? Went with the initial there, switch it up. I ain't killer, but don't push me.
Full PPR, pick 3 out of 4.
Man, who are you starting at tight end, Darua? Because I probably want to go with the first 3. But I'm curious who you currently have in your tight end spot. If you're still,
I think I agree with you. I always get nervous playing a tight end against the 49ers because of Fred Warner.
Laporta is in the tight end spot.
Yeah, I think I would leave it. It is really hard because I mean, how could Johnny's been? No Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, Fred Warner, they got was it Nfongu back as well, so they just typically do a really good job against us. That's the only thing that concerns me. Like, it's not a great matchup, but Johnny has also just been an absolute monster. So
super involved.
Yes, but I still think I would go with the top three that you have here. Pick 3, wide receiver 2, flex 2.
Wide receiver 2 flex.
Yeah. So it's going to be Brian Thomas. Oh my goodness. Bowers and McBride.
Man.
I would go Bowers and McBride.
Yeah, BTJ and then Bowers McBride.
Yeah. Got a little mini stack of the Bowers and BTJ with McBride. Yeah, that's what I got to do. Packers or Colts? Packers. Packers are number 1 defense this week. And then Daniels, Love, or Rodgers. It's going to be Daniels for me. Jose, start, sit, half point PPR, Kyler Gibbs, Jacobs, Evans, Higgins, Njoku, London, bench, Charbonnet, Brian Robinson, ETN, Tyreek, Neighbors, and Strange. I think I would switch Higgins with Tyreek is the thing that I would look at doing.
I would go Tyreek over London.
Oh, yeah. No, actually, hey, that's why there's 2 of us. If there's only one of us, I wouldn't. Fair. Actually, I think I would actually go Neighbors and Tyreek over Higgins and London. That's what I would do if it was me. Love that. Potato juice equals vodka. Nice handle.
D-Bro just spreading the knowledge for us.
Lucius. Sit 1, Ridley, Stevenson, McMillan, Indy owner, Owens, Ridley.
I'm sitting Stevenson.
Yeah. Just matchup, game environment. I think that makes a little sense. Killer Quicks is Twitch. K Quicks is YouTube. Thanks guys for their business. Wish me luck and happy holidays.
I knew Killer Quicks. There's no other K Quicks it would be. Didn't realize it was the 2 difference.
Yeah,
and 2 different platforms. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you. Good luck this week. Hope to see you back next week. We got for championship week, right?
Yep.
Hope everybody's back next week. It was win those chips, and we're back again. I will say, while we're all here, next week is going to be a little different in how we do content, just because of the holidays. So we'll be putting out our normal stuff that we normally do. I'm probably going to record the defense kicker stuff tonight, put it out probably tomorrow or maybe Tuesday, and then we're going to record the defense wide receiver stuff that we normally do tomorrow night as well, and that'll be out Tuesday, maybe Wednesday morning, probably Tuesday. And then at some point. And then we're not obviously going to go live on Wednesday night like we always do because of it's going to be Christmas. So I tried to talk, them into it, but they didn't go for it. Like, they would rather open presents and stuff. So what we're going to do is on Thursday, we're going to go live for answering all the start sit questions. And I think Maddie and Ryan are going to jump on with me and answer questions because Cody will be up in the homeland, PA. So it'll just be us. We'll do that. And I don't know about Sunday, just because by that point we'll have had 6-7 games that have already played out throughout the week. So over half the games have already played. We'll see. I might still jump on and do a short stream on Sunday morning. But we'll see on that. So I just want everybody to know that content is going to be coming out quick and furious, especially at the start of the week. And then we'll figure out the rest, get everybody worked in. So Anonymous, half-point PPR, need 1 running back, 1 flex, Spears, Miller, Dobbs, Downs, Mooney. Hate Miller's matchup.
It's not the best, but between him and Spears, that Miller is going to see he has a much higher touch floor and ceiling than Spears does. So it'd still be Kendra for me. And then I would go Downs.
I would go Miller and Mooney, but yeah. Start 2. This is going to be Kendra Miller and Josh Down.
Yeah. Shy Sox edits MHJ, Strange, McMillan, or Patrick Taylor, PPR tight end premium. With the premium, I would go Strange. I know Kev likes Marv this week, but with the premium, I would go Strange.
Tight end premium, I'm fine with that for sure. Yeah. And Shy Sox edits. I need to subscribe to that. White Sox fan here. Just
Let's
sad
hope
times.
we're just going to gloss past that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough time. We just traded Garrett Crochet, which I like. The package is fine. Probably going to trade Luis Robert next. I mean, it's sad times. What's up, Smart? Start only one. DK, whether MHJ, Ridley, or McMillan. This is going to be DK for me.
DK.
Truth Teller, start 2 wide receivers: Garrett Wilson, JSN, Keenan Allen, Devonta Smith.
Wilson and Smitty for me.
I'm going to go Keenan Allen and JSN.
Okay, so fuck me, I guess.
I have no problem with Garrett Wilson. So if you want to switch JSN and Garrett Wilson, I'm perfectly okay with doing that. I just really like the spot for Keenan. Ice Cold, OG Jones, DK Metcalf, or Bucky.
I lean Bucky.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's a little bit safer.
Yeah.
He's been back to looking good again. Jerry Jeudy, Neighbors, or Metcalf. This is easy there. Ice Cold. This is going to be Neighbors.
Neighbors.
Start or sit Kyle Pitts. It really depends. Oh, Dalton Kincaid. I would go with. I have no idea. I don't like either one of. I don't really like this for either one of them. I guess I would go with Dalton Kincaid.
And just pray for a touchdown.
Yeah. Caleb or Tua at QB1. I'm going to go with Caleb.
Caleb for me as well.
Any hope for Jameis getting into the game or going?
Jameis Winston is inactive.
That's ridiculous. This is like a you know what? This is like I'm taking my ball home because because everyone would have wanted to see him at some point if DTR was terrible. DTR is terrible, so
yeah.
Well, that answers that. So no, we're not going to see him.
Bailey Zappi behind
Right.
DTR.
Why do they hate him so much? Superflex spot, Purdy or DJ Moore. I'm going to go Purdy.
Purdy.
Right. I need a wide receiver running back and a flex between Keenan, Thielen, McMillan, Debo, Tracy, Madison, or ETN. So wide receiver is going to be Keenan. Running back is going to be Tracy. And then I'm going to go with Thielen in the flex.
Keenan, Thielen, and Madison.
Oh, we already got that one. Pumpkin J, Charbonnet, Walker, Ford, or Stevenson. PPR, pick one. This is going to be Kenneth Walker.
Walker. Appreciate you, Pumpkin.
Sean, Falcons or Colts D? I'm going to go with Falcons here.
Falcons.
Oh, hope I picked the right one. Hey, guys, could really use some advice. Sit one in full PPR. DK, Marvin Harrison, Addison, or Jonnu. I probably would sit Jonnu.
Oh.
Actually, I probably would sit Addison.
I'm going to sit Addison.
A guy called Ed. Hey all, halfway PPR, just doing bench one. T. Juwan, BTJ, Bijan, Chase Brown, H.N.
Goodness gracious. Man.
If I had to bench one, I think it would be Juwan Jennings. Though I guess I could be talking, sitting Caleb Williams too, but there's no chance in hell I'm sitting Bijan, Chase Brown, or H.N.
No.
I'm not sitting BTJ. Absolutely love him.
Think I would sit Jennings. But man, that's tough.
Yeah. Bat Randy. Start 2, Juwan Jennings, Brian Robinson, or Jerry Jeudy. Sit Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Drew, hey, I have a question for my one flex PPR league. Which 3 do I start? Gibbs, Breece Hall, Bucky, Brian Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, all projected around the same. Outside of Gibbs, yeah, Gibbs is an absolute, no doubt, 100% about it. Like no second guessing, you're starting him.
Gonna be the first 3 for me.
It would be Gibbs, Breece Hall, and Jonathan Taylor for me.
Yeah, JT would be next behind Bucky for me. Breece for sure sitting on the bench. Let's go.
Xenon, what is up? Long time no see. I need some serious help. Only y'all can help me.
That's why we're here.
Last flex spot. Pollard, McMillan, or Spears? I'm going to go with Tony Pollard. I know the injury stuff probably concerns people, but we've been doing this for so long with Pollard. Like, this is like a weekly thing now. He doesn't practice all week, and then he plays on Sundays. So I would go Pollard. Strange or Njoku, full PPR.
I'm going Strange here.
I think I am too now. I know I said I think Njoku earlier, but like my thought was that Jameis was going to be able to, like, he was going to be so bad that they were going to put Jameis in. And like now with him ruled out, like I'm really nervous about what's going to happen in that game. So I think I would just go the safer route and go Strange at this point. It was already close enough, and then once that news came out, it kind of pushed me the other way. Jeremiah Jackson, halfway PPR. Need to start 2, Jason, Garrett Wilson, Addison, or Neighbors. We already had this one. I feel like we had this. Feels like one of those really similar. I would go Neighbors and Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Trey, Morning Jans, full PPR. Need to start 2 flex and 1 wide receiver. Wide receivers are Debo, Keon Coleman, Jerry Jeudy. Man, it's going to be the first time I may say this name, but I'm going to go Debo Samuel on this one.
Yeah.
The flex, Kenneth Walker, Tracy, Kendre Miller. I'm going to go Kenneth Walker and Kendre Miller.
Yep.
Drew, hey guys, questions. 1 flex PPR league. Which 3 do I start? Gibbs, Breece, Bucky, Brian Robinson.
I think we
had
it. I don't know if it was from Drew or not.
Oh, it was. No.
Yeah, it was on Twitch. Yep.
Okay. Want to make sure. Jay Smitty, start Daniels or Love. This is going to be Daniels. AJ Evans, thoughts on Patrick Taylor? I have a flex spot with him or Njoku. I think I would go with Patrick Taylor on that spot. There is certainly some unknown when it comes to Patrick Taylor, but the scheme has always produced running backs. But I will say that Miami's has done a really good job against running backs this year. Where the hope is that he gets involved in the passing game and he can see some pass catching work. I know they also have Abanikanda there as well. Like, who knows? Maybe he gets Wally pipped and they just go with Abanikanda. But I would feel better about Patrick Taylor.
Yeah.
JSN or Dowdle from Not Good at Fantasy. This would be Dowdle for me.
I would go JSN.
Walker or White from Tobias. This is going to be Walker. Start or sit Jaden Reed. I think it really depends on what other options you have here.
Yeah. I don't see anything else from Draco.
Keenan or DK. This is going to be DK Metcalf for me.
Yep.
Zenon. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah.
Even if you just want to come in and say hi. Elio, hey guys, happy holiday. Should I start the right tight end for Miami or Kittle? So Jonnu or Kittle. This is gonna be Kittle for me.
Kittle.
Hawk or Strange, half point PPR. This is going to be Hawkinson.
Hawkinson by a smidge.
Captain, would you play Jacoby over McLaurin due to a horrible matchup? I would not. I think you might, though.
I would.
Yeah. I know the matchup isn't great, but I think sometimes wide receivers can overcome those things. And I just think that McLaurin could see, I think he's going to see double-digit targets today. Don't
That's
mind
great.
Jacoby. It's just for me, we've seen with AOC that he has leaned more on Brock Bowers than he has Jacoby Myers. So I do think the matchup is definitely better for Jacoby Myers for sure. But I would still lean Terry McLaurin. So, anyways, I think that is the last question. So, again, a lot of content coming over the next, really, starting tonight. We'll have the waiver show like we always do on Sunday night. That'll be obviously condensed versions for 1 week. There's no reason to talk about a whole lot other than, if there's some injuries and stuff like that pop up. And then we'll have our defense video that'll come out, then our other stuff that's coming out. So, if Van de Canda starts, I'm going to cry. Yeah. You never know. I think the situation could go a lot of different directions. I still believe it'd probably be Patrick Taylor, but I wouldn't rule it out.
I think Taylor still starts. The worry would be if he's just not good. They give Abanikanda a shot and he rips off 7 or 8 yard run on his first run, and then from there it's more split. But the plus side with Taylor is that Abanikanda and Keyshawn Vaughn are both recent signings for the Niners. So Taylor's obviously been part of the team for a much longer time, knows the system and and the offense and all that. So
yeah. So anyways, we're going to get out of here. Good luck this week. Hope everybody gets these W's. We want to be back again, talking to you guys all, getting you guys set up for championship week next week. So keep it locked in here. Like I said, a lot of content coming. Have a great holidays. Enjoy the time with your family. Enjoy a lot of football, food, stuff like that. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Who's girl? Right here at the last second. McMillan crazy to play over Shakir in this weather and the weather. No, I don't think McMillan's a crazy play over Shakir. You can make a case for McMillan. I mean, in that spot. To me, Shakir would be the thing I'd get nervous with him is just overall game environment. How much do they get pushed? They need to throw the ball that much. Where McMillan has really been pretty involved the last couple of weeks. So I would be if I would be fine if you wanted to go McMillan over Shakir.
Yeah, I don't think it's crazy, but I'm not seeing anything weather related other than just cold.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, all right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll be back. See you guys actually tonight for waivers. So keep it locked in here. Cody, Kevin, we'll see you tonight. Bye.